All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
It's the brothers here from Great Millstone, Atlanta. We want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahashem,
Bahashem, Yahweh
Yahweh
Shai,
Shai,
Bahashem,
Bahashem,
Rakakwadash.
Rakakwadash.
Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the Akim out there pushing the word of sincerity and the truth. We have a lesson which we want to go into entitled "Message to over reliable brothers or over dependable brothers." Of course, we're going to go into the inspiration. Me and the brother was just rapping in the spirit, talking, dialoguing, and fellowshipping in the spirit, and we're just going into how you have some men in the faith that's over dependable, and in this truth, you got to have a level of independence. Of course, we all depend on Yahweh Shema Shai. We lean on the brotherhood when we fall into hardships and in situations that are above us, so to speak. But we don't use this truth as a, what's the word I want to find? We don't use this as we don't mark it off of the truth, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
We don't look at this as a boat ride, so to speak. Something that's gonna that you can always cap. I'm just trying to use the best term possible to drive home the point, but basically using this as a vehicle to get over, for lack of a better term, and some men, they come into truth and they always are extremely needy. When you come into this truth, you have to have a level of manliness about yourself. When it comes to getting up, working, transportation, financial priorities. You have to have all your priorities set, man. And you don't want to be a spiritual mooch. And this is for brothers for all camps, of course. Because we all have seen a mooch or are in the process of dealing with a brother that is extremely dependable. And in some situations, a man might be just trying to use the camp, and in some situations, a man might be since he might be sincere, but his lifestyle has been predicated or based and centered around just sucking a nipple, man. When he was in his household with his parents, his mom always slid the plates to his front door, the front of his bedroom, while he was in the room playing Madden or 2K.
Food ready.
Yeah, food ready. His parents took care of the laundry. He basically, the only thing he had to do was basically wash his ass and go to sleep. They took care of the bills, and he might have lived that lifestyle until the point of his mid-20s. Some men in their 30s. Depending on the type of brother it may be in the camp. And then a brother comes into the knowledge, and that's a beautiful thing. He comes to the wisdom of Yahweh Shema Shah. But you still have a lot of leakovers, and you still have a lot of baggage from when you was under that dependable household, and you come into the truth. And when you fall into situations, you always want to jump into the lap, because you think of, like I think it was our baby boy, this guy, I think Vin Rames, I think that's his real name.
Vin Rames.
Where he was getting on Jody Tyrese, where he was saying that he has a certain complex. I forget the specific complex he had, but he was like, you want your mama to be your woman, and some men come into this truth with a certain complex where they actually lean on brothers like their mother, where you have to take them back and forth and back. They don't want to provide gas money. You don't ran up, spent your time and labor to get this brother from point A to point B, from point B to C, and then he want to make a pit stop to the liquor store, get him a little shot, or get him a bottle of liquor, and you ask for gas money, he got a cringe-worthy look. He got to look like, man, this man, the hell is he asking? He should be doing these things in charity.
God.
And that's when it gets to a point where this guy's acting like a freaking nigga, man.
Yeah, basically start to use or take advantage of, the brotherhood.
So, like I said, it's through the spirit. Don't want to be too long-winded, but we just trying to drive home a point how there's levels to it, and you have to have a level of discernment to know how to deal with such a brother. Because you do have brothers that's sincere, like I said, but you do have brothers that develop the habit of amongst being among men, among men, and then they start getting accustomed to that dependable mentality, and you got to cut it out through the spirit. So of course we're gonna go into the scriptures because these men were on point. You know, Yahushua wasn't living under Mary and Joseph, you know, in his 30s and things of that nature. You know, he was a worker. He took care of his business. He was a man of many priorities. King David, he was a king. What does a king look like living under his mother's roof, or his father's roof, or his stepfather, or his stepmother's roof, or his sister, or his, the list goes on and on. These men took the step forward to handle their business on a major plane and on a minor plane. They made sure that they was on point in all fields, so that nobody would have any type of way to speak ill about them. And then they just still, they knew the criteria of being a man, because the criteria is very, very different now. So of course we're gonna just jump straight into it through the spirit.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 10. Salakia. It says, "Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave whither thou goest."
Yeah, so whatever you put your hand towards, which the hand is indicative to strength and power, you have to do it to the best of your ability. And the main point is us brothers being able. None of us are disabled. None of us are getting an SSI check, a disability check. You know, you might have some brothers that do. I'm not saying that trying to be humorous, but you might have some brothers that do get those checks, and that's fine. If you do, if you are in a certain place where you are actually what would be diagnosed to have certain problems, and you get a check and you handle your business that way, that's fine. But if you're a brother that's not, you brothers that don't, you have no excuse.
Yes.
Every brother is walking around with 2 legs and 2 arms, and those arms and legs you have to use to work, man, to work and handle your business. You have a brain that's functioning. None of us brothers are walking around with 1/3 of a brain that partially works. All of us brothers have potential. All of us brothers have a capability to lift, capability to maneuver through our day-to-days. We have cell phones, you see, and we have ability. That's the point. We're able to.
Yeah.
So when a man starts to move like he's a goddamn 5-year-old on a crutch, it's like, what the hell is wrong with this man? He's getting too comfortable in this ministry.
Yeah.
He's gotten to a point where he's basically, he's on a lounge chair. He just want to lounge and be in a cubicle and do lessons and just chill. Now, of course, we put out our videos, but in the aftermath, in the background, you're supposed to be putting forth your hand towards something, working. Right. And as you're working, of course, you got bills to pay. You might be living under a brother, and you brothers that do have brothers that live with you, that's been staying with you for a number of years, and some men that don't pay rent. You got to cut that. You got to cut that out, man. That's for all brothers, man. If you're staying with a brother, of course he might be trying to pick up and get off. That's one instance. But if it's a man that's just, complacent, that's just on the couch eating the Apostle say, best, the big bag of Doritos, big bag of Cheetos, chest of Cheetos, chips all up, squeezing, going in the wedges of the couch. Okay. He ain't even worried about cleaning it out. Rubbing his cheese-infested fingers, on the goddamn couch, and and you walking in the door and he looking at you like you disturbing his peace, man. You gotta get that. You gotta get that guy the hell out of there by any means necessary. Now you don't Jazzy Jeff him, But if it's a guy like that, I don't know. That's a type, man. I don't know, man. That's through the spirit. You might have to Jazzy Jeff a man like that. But if it's a man that has that level of complacency, you gotta put light an extreme fire under his ass, because he's not motivated by nothing.
Yeah, because if I could add to your point, because the scriptures tell us that once you come into the truth, the Lord will try you. Mm-hmm. But the key part in that is you have to fight through it. You just can't just be complacent, and just be like, yeah, the Lord. He taking me through these things. but you're not, doing nothing to improve it on the back end.
That's it.
You always got to work towards that improvement, man.
Mm-hmm.
Getting, maybe having car, troubles, or you may lose your car, or you lost your car. But are you working towards, getting another one, man?
Mm-hmm.
Always, basically having that positive mind about things and working forward to better the situation that we're in, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because through the Spirit, we're prophets, we're brothers, we're family members, and we're also spiritual life coaches, and we do examine each other's lives. We dig into each other's stuff, man. And I know that for the most part. I could of course speak for here in Atlanta. We get into each other's shit, man. We get into each other's business. How you handling your business? Do you have it? Do you have your license and things straightened out? Are you working towards getting you a vehicle so you could get around to actually handle your business? Where are you at in life, so to speak? Are you complacent? Are you dealing with? Are you in a situation where you're just falling under depression and don't want to get out? Us brothers, we have to examine these things, from the top to the bottom, so that none of us fall into that depression or rut. To the point where you're bedridden, you don't want to move, you don't want to function, you don't want to do nothing. You got to have some type of progress report, man.
Yeah.
When brothers bring out the progress report, you have to have some, you have to have something on there. All right, this brother's he's been giving diligence. He might not have a job now, but I can see that he's been out active, filling out apps, catching a bus if need be, to fill out, get apps. He's been bugging me to get it. It's nothing wrong with those brothers that are trying to bug, but it's like he's been bugging me to try to get a job. You see? So that's good. He's showing a level of high drive. Yeah, he's trying his best and his damnness to get out of his situation. But when it's the other side of the spectrum where a man is just nonchalant, man, well, America gonna be destroyed by 2020.
Yeah, kind of.
America gonna be destroyed. Shit, we ain't got too much longer anyways. What's the point of trying to get a job? I'm straight where I'm at. This is McDonald's. It's $200 check. It's hold me to this. Scriptures speak about daily bread. Now, of course, the scriptures does speak about daily bread. But if you're in situations where you're not able to take care of your business, and you just through, level up, man. Power up through the Spirit. Like I said before, you have ability. Paul spoke about laboring, working with your hands, which the brothers are gonna get, of course. You had something?
I had one that you just said.
Okay, you could go into it.
This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 3, outside verse 10. It says, "For even when we were with you, this we commanded you that if any would not work, neither should he eat. For we hear that there are some which walk among you disorderly, working not at all, but are busybodies."
And if that wasn't a serious thing, Paul wouldn't have wrote it down.
Yeah.
He wasn't looking, some men work, some men don't. You got the poor, you got the rich. We got to take care of them. That's why we got the welfare system in Israel. Nah. He was like, man, there's some men that ain't fucking getting to it. Some men that's not working, and that's through the Spirit and physically.
Yeah.
It's some men that's not really striving and handling their business as a man should.
Yeah.
As a man, you have to get out and get dirty, man. As a man, you have to grind.
Yeah, that's a part of being a man.
That's the part of being a man.
Is working, man. Providing. Not only for yourselves, but for brothers who have families too, man.
That's right.
You don't want to, depend. Of course, as when we put this out, of course, you'll have to go to the brothers for certain things, man. But you just don't want to wholeheartedly depend, on brothers to take care of you and your families, man.
Yeah, and that's why you gotta set yourself up defenses, which tells you that in Ecclesiastes, money is a defense. The term defense means, I think defense, you have fence, which is a protective barrier, and a D is to off or to push away, like to ward off. Because think about the football. You have, the first line of defense, so to speak, and what's the job of the linebackers and things of that nature?
Yeah.
They ward off the opposing forces that's really there to attack them to break their guard to knock down the quarterback. So the stronger the defense, the stronger the linebacker, the lineup, the stronger you have everything assembled, the better success that you will have to get to the touchdown.
Yeah.
And that's the formula. So when it says money is a defense, you have to have a financial defense. You have to put a little bit of money here, put a little money here, have a savings account.
Yeah.
Brothers should have a savings account. It sounds carnal. It sounds, something, savings account. Have a savings, set things up for the long. You got to have a longevity mentality, man. And that's the difference between a man that's poor minded and a man that's rich minded. We're not trying to say, save up your retirement, invest in your 401k, this, that, and other. This isn't the premise of the lesson. If it's brothers that do that, so be it. That's not the topic of discussion right now. The point is setting up these many things. This guy, which I listen to here and there, this guy Dave Ramsey, he speaks about baby steps, setting up baby step 1, baby step 2, baby step 3. Speaks about cleaning off your debt.
Yeah.
If you have $13,000 in student loan debt and this, that, and other, I'm not speaking on it. I'm just saying this is what he teaches. But he always speaks about having a certain level of money saved, and that's respectable. That's understandable, because brothers have highs and brothers have lows. Who knows? Tomorrow, one of us brothers, I don't even want to say us, but one of you brothers or any of us brothers may get into a car accident and total your car. If you don't have any type of money saved, if you don't have certain things already pre-assembled, then you're gonna be down. That's why you set these things up. This truth isn't about just being a Fashion Nova. Some men will have fucking $8,000-9,000 worth of Jordans and Nikes in their bedroom, and they ain't even driving a freaking car, man.
No.
Okay, what sense does that make? It'd be one thing if you have $4,000 worth of shoes and a $4,000 car. You got some men that have $10,000 worth of shoes and don't even have a vehicle.
Yeah.
What? Putting the cart way before the horse, man. That's not wisdom. And then you got the nerve to rebuke. You see? Rebuke others about priorities and things of that nature, and speak about how you're gonna, be in a position of authority. You're not even handling your business on a minor plane, man.
Yeah.
So you can continue on that.
It says, verse 12, it says, now them that are such we command and exhort by our Lord Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, that with quietness they work and eat their own bread.
With quietness they work. So we work to build our essentials. It's not to be braggadocious. Not one time did we say what we have. Because with quietness we work. We work to have, like I said, the materials and the bread to make us to the next day. Us brothers ain't saying, hey, we gonna bring you around the apartment. You see what we got.
Yeah.
You see we got the TV. You see we got we're not doing that. That's not the point.
Yeah.
The premise of the lesson is to handle yourself so that you have enough stability to make it. Make it through and you have a level of stability to the point where you can help brothers around you. Like I said, because it is brothers that's gonna be dependent.
Yeah. Yeah, because if all all the brothers are in a good situation, then the ship, so to speak, continues to move forward, man. But if it's always someone that's continuing to need this and need help, basically being needy, then you're taking one step forward and 2 steps back. And I'm speaking to ourselves as well too, man. Because it's always work. It's always improvement that you can do with even within yourself, man. It's always something else that you can that you can do. This brother says it all the time. That he makes sure that he handle all his priorities before even moving on to something else. You probably can explain it better than I can.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah,
but I'm just saying, definitely, that's exactly.
Yeah.
Basically, you just said it. In a nutshell, putting your needs before your wants.
Yeah.
Setting up certain formulas. Every brother wants certain things. You like money, cars, clothes. Everybody knows that's what attracts the eyes, you know. But it's no more, no less. It's just attractive. It's not gonna get you, you know, anywhere, so to speak. You know, of course, in life you need essentials, whatever you want, a woman and things of that nature. But the main things you need is you know, the essentials of life. You see what I'm saying? That's the what we're trying to convey to you brothers. You know, a household, transportation. You know, actually knowing how to handle business. You know, as a man, and some men weren't taught that way. Some men didn't grow up in that fashion of thinking. You know, some men might have been in orphanages. You know, we all come from different places, different backgrounds, different cities, regions. You know, but we, as the cards is put in our hand, we have to you know deal with them with wisdom. You know, like how the saying go. I dealt with the cards
The
I played the cards that as dealt,
yeah.
something to that degree. You know, so the cards that's in your hand, you know, it's not the bet. It's not fit. Every brother doesn't have the same suit. Some brothers grew up in $100,000 households. You know,
Yeah.
some brothers grew up piss poor.
Mm-hmm.
But still, there's no excuse. So we do understand the concept of some brothers being low and some brothers needing help, and that's where charity comes in. But the charity is a instrument to help you appreciate
Yeah.
in due time, not be stuck on the same level.
Kind.
If I'm giving you something, it's to propel you or to catapult you to the next degree, not to just take it and say, "Yo, thank you, bro." You know, no. You have the saying, you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. You teach him how to fish. He can you know eat for a lifetime.
Kind.
I got a precept also.
God.
You was done with that?
Yeah, that was it on that one.
Okay, this is 1 Timothy 5:8. I'll start at 7. And these things give in charge that they may be blameless. But if any man provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he have denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. And the infidel is somebody that's an unbeliever. So,
Yeah.
so that was zero tolerance, man.
Kind.
You know, these men didn't play any games when it came to handling your duties. You know,
Yeah.
it spoke about, scriptures even speak about paying taxes, man. You know, you got some men that you know, don't even handle that. You know, don't just childish, man. You know,
Yeah.
you gotta do these things. It ain't like we want to, but the scripture says it. The scriptures command us, render unto Caesar that which is Caesar.
God.
You know, you don't want to get into situations where you in tax evasion. Now you heavily in debt. Now your wages is getting garnished, and you on child support, and damn near all the money that you making, you giving it to a third party. So it's hard to live, and you basically on a string. You know, such as every move you make has to be thought out and well calculated. This is chess, man.
God.
You know, and what you do can trail to the next scene. You know, sometimes men just think about the scene, and that's the thing. That's like I said, it's a poor-minded thing. We always think about the day and what we can do for the moment. How can we feel good right now? But we never think, damn, what I'm doing now can fuck me up next year
God.
or next week. I'm gonna feel the backlash from what I just did. You see, rich people, they think about, and I heard individuals say that rich people think about generations down the line.
Yeah.
They think about their children's children. That's why you'll see Edomite. He might have, and some Jakes joke about it. Like, man, this guy has $100 million and he riding in a fucking $30,000 car. What the hell is wrong with him? See, we think it from a poor man's perspective. You
Yeah.
see. Now, of course, you like things, and you will never see yourself in that instance. But this man is not thinking about himself. That he has a somewhat selfless mentality.
Yeah.
He's thinking about my children's children, my kids, giving this corporation to them, giving this, that, and that to them. You know.
Yeah.
And that's the type of mindset you gotta have. Now, we're not looking for the longevity in this kingdom. The scriptures speak about how the fashion of this world fadeth away. But you just have to have a level of, you have to be farsighted.
Yeah, because the scriptures also say that no man knoweth the time.
No man knoweth the time.
You know, so you can't, like how you were saying before, you can't just be like, yeah, fuck my credit, or just going all out bunkers. And we may be, Lord willing, we not. but we may be here another 5, 10 years, man.
That's true.
And here it is, you didn't fuck your money up, thinking that we about to get out of this place, man.
Yeah, you thought we was gonna get out in 3 months.
That's the key thing to it, man. It's not knowing the time that how long we're going to continue to be in this kingdom, man.
Yeah.
And
since you don't know, you be like, look, man, I'm setting my shit up.
Kind.
Yeah. So when the time comes, let that shit blow away like a house of cards.
Yeah.
But that shit gonna be set up in the mean. You gotta think like that, man. Don't, man. I ain't setting shit up because I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
you got something like you said. I'm finna run this credit up.
Yeah, my credit.
Yeah, my credit got it.
No, I got that, man. You ain't about to pay it.
JK ain't gonna pay it. And then a year or two later, oh man, I thought America gonna be destroyed. I ain't know I had to pay this shit back.
Now you call us.
And now you call us and through.
I need to get a finance whip, but your credit's so bad that you can't finance now. You know what I'm saying? Just basically trying to escape situations. Even though we making like situations up, that stuff still happens.
This happens, man.
So you have to. We were speaking before to cut the camera on. Basically, preventing the situation before it happened. Because even at my job, the department that I work in is called preventative maintenance. We basically handle, the water valves. We make sure that they're located correctly in the maps and everything, just in case a fire happens in the neighborhood. So we already know. All right, this one right here is correct. This one is correct. It's the same thing when it comes with. Same thing as your daily life, man.
Exactly.
Making sure everything is in order just in case some, a bad, so to speak, comes about your way.
That's it. That's exactly what it's about. So I'll read that over. But if any man provide not for his house, 1 Timothy 5:8, and especially for those of his own house, but if any man provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he have denied the faith and is worse than an infidel.
If I can say real quick too, because we all know that it's a balance with this truth. You're not supposed to be bashful as well, because that can say, you may need a certain amount of money. You've been working hard. You got a job. You've been trying to handle your situations, but you a couple of dollars short on your rent. So don't be scared. To ask the brothers, to help you out, or your whole family getting evicted, man.
That's it. That's pride.
Yeah.
That can be pride to a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
You in a jacked up situation, call. Hey, as a saying, how that one call, that's all at certain times. Just call a brother.
Yeah.
So it's levels to everything, and we all have to really gear our minds towards just the full embodiment of wisdom. Making wise decisions when you low, making wise decisions when you high. And if you're a brother that's high, you always put back into the pot. You always help out. You always, if you're a brother that has a level of independence, you see a brother might need. Of course, not overly dependent, because I'm saying some brothers that may be dependent, but not overly dependent. That's a big difference. Some brothers might have to depend on you here and there. Scriptures speak about how a friend sticketh closer than a brother.
Yeah, God.
And it speaks about how a friend is a crutch. A crutch is something that they depend on. You need a crutch at times to walk when you're partially, crippled. But you use that crutch to your extremities, and your muscle systems start to pair back together to the point you can walk on your own too. You see?
I got a quick one.
You got it, bro.
And this scripture is twofold. This is Proverbs chapter 19, verse 15. It says, "Slothfulness casteth into a deep sleep, and an idle soul shall suffer hunger." And that's speaking of, because we all know that the scriptures, is food as well. You feed off the scriptures, living water. But also this can go into being lazy. Not wanting to work. Get off your butt. And make a dollar. Even though we don't have faith in the dollar, it's still important or imperative, that we must work, man. Because we read in Thessalonians that if you don't work, you basically don't eat, man.
Yep.
And it says, "And the idle soul shall suffer hunger," man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said, "Idle soul shall suffer hunger." Because if you idle when you're not working, how can you? What can be produced from that? Nothing can. 0 plus 0 is 0.
Done.
You have to put some additions to your equation in order to add up. And that's what we're saying. We're trying to, through the Spirit, put the math in front of certain Jakes. Because some Jakes just don't see the point in adding. They look at everything as an addition that may be an asset and is placed as a liability. And don't get the concept of the world mixed up. Some Jakes, think everything is worldly. We're living in the world. Scripture says to use the world.
Not use the word, not abuse it.
Not abuse it. You see? So the word use is to utilize. And whenever you utilize something, you use it to practically to actually help you provide for yourself. So even though these things are of the world, use them. Use them to the max. Scripture said whatever you do it to the best of your ability. But don't be consumed in it. This money is no more than money, no less, man. It's just a tangible device that has purchasing power that can help you provide for your family, provide for yourself, buy transportation and things of that nature. Now, of course, after you deal with your needs, you can go out or buy your. That's the reward of being a man. You know what I'm saying? That's the reward of working. But for the brothers that don't see that don't see the point in that, you gotta wake yourself. You gotta wake up, man.
That's right, bro.
Because that's just anti-life. Who the hell, who taught you that?
Yeah.
You can't live off of nothing. Let the landlord come, and tell him, try to give him a breakdown.
Yeah.
Technically, America's gonna be destroyed.
Yeah.
He gonna throw your ass out.
Where the hell my money at?
Yeah, is America gonna be? Is America gonna be destroyed today? Well, rent due today.
Right.
So your ass gonna be thrown out.
God.
So I'm gonna read this couple quick ones in Sirach. Sirach 14:3. Riches are not comely for a niggard, and what should an envious man do with money? Sirach 14:10. A wicked eye envieth his bread, and he is a niggard at the table. Sirach 31:24. But against him that is a niggard of his meat, the whole city shall murmur, and the testimonies of his niggardness shall not be doubted of. And the word niggard is somebody that's extremely selfish. And you can be very selfish to yourself in this truth.
Yeah.
And you might not even see that because you're thinking about yourself. Scriptures speak about how you have to think not upon your own thing, but think about basically another brother.
Yeah.
If another brother's driving you around, you got to remember this man is spending gas, cranking that car up and putting it on the road every day is a risk, man.
Yeah.
It comes with maintenance, oil changes. It comes with changing rotors, changing brakes, changing tires, changing damn near everything. It takes a lot to drive a car nowadays. So I'm just using this as an example. If you're a brother that ride with a brother daily, and you just and some men be needing mile rides, man. Long distance from one city to the next, and you making money and you ain't helping out. You got to check yourself.
Yeah.
Because that's niggerish.
Yeah.
As well as living in a household and you're not trying to pay rent. As well as it's a lot of things that men may do. And like I said, this is a message for all of us brothers.
Yeah.
To really just clamp down on that bullshit. I want to say it plain and simple. Clamp down. That's bullshit, man. Clamp down on that stuff, man, because that's not right. This thing ain't about just using men because we cool and because we're brotherly. You trying to that's snakish. You're trying to find a little area you could just slither into and just coil up and chill.
Yeah.
Because some brothers have good hearts about themselves, and brothers, trying to the best of their ability to emulate the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah.
Yeah, bear another one's burden.
Yeah, trying to bear another one's burden.
Yeah.
But you had anything else?
Yeah, I got a quick one to close out on.
Come on.
All right, this is Proverbs chapter 10. Yeah, chapter 10 and verse 9. It says, "He that walketh uprightly walketh surely, but he that perverteth his ways shall be known." So at the end of the day, man, like we're going into, if you're using the brotherhood or the brothers, on purpose, knowing that it's certain things that you can do, to better yourself, hey, it's going to be brought to the light, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it shall be known, man. You know. So, I want to say anything?
Yeah, well, just like the brother said, and the truth, in the truth, you use the brotherhood as a last resort when all elements fail.
Mm-hmm.
Think of it like that. If you're in a situation and you need help, you call brothers. That's what we're here for. And brothers don't mind helping out, putting money into the pot. Providing for you. Some brothers be like, shit, I was gonna spend it on bullshit anyways.
Yeah.
Some brothers might have it like that, but some brothers might be independent to the point where it's like, I got extra dollars where I can help out. But it's to help, like I said, the point is, which we're trying to say, is to help you so that you can help yourself. Not to help you so you can always have the hand out. You got to learn how to close the hand and work and figure things out. Get your priorities and all your shit aligned. And if you have to read about this stuff, if you have to learn the formula online or through the spirit, brothers had to learn this stuff. We have to learn how to be men. It's not like you become a man overnight. Hell, we just started really understanding about how to truly be men in this truth. We're still learning, We're still trying to fully grasp what it takes to be a man. We're still teens. Some brothers are 1 and 2 years old, 10 years old in this truth, 12 years old, 15 years old, So it's not a bashing. We're not just hammering down. We're trying to, up screw a lot of bullshit, because even the hammer itself is a dual base tool. It uplifts. It can uplift and pull out, and it can hammer down. And we're trying to do both through the spirit. So that's really just the main things through the spirit. Hopefully, you brothers was edified. We're gonna end it by giving all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, Maki.
Shalom.